fine now.
I respect nothing human.
Okay, and we have Philip playing his Elven Swarm control-ish deck, and Pandora the Panda, also known as Fred, also known as Nilfgaard and Scare, however you pronounce that, on the ladder, playing his Spala deck. We don't see any Highwaymans in hand. Hopefully for him he mulliganed into some. Otherwise this will be a tough match for him, or tough round one for him. Okay, we see Philip getting a bit unlucky here. Scout probably only showing some dwarfs, and he's not getting the additional 6 points from Skirmisher, so pretty bad opener for him. This can pretty easily happen with the Skirmishers. And we also don't see we see 1 gold in hand, and this will probably be used to fetch out Scorch from the deck, if there will be a nice opportunity. Of course he can line up Scorches with the archers, and he also has a Yavin to provide another tall body and flip the coin advantage. But he has Buckley Elves in hand, and can get that one at the graveyard, and later in round 2 or 3 res it with Hattori.
Now, how did that incantation go?
Yeah, I think it's like the Spala deck thrives in a long round when it gets out its engines. So maybe Philip might be a bit scared of a long round. Okay, unfortunate Wisteria there for Fred, only getting 6 points and 1 damage point, so 7 points plus the Vigorour only 7, and gives Philip the opportunity to play Spy. He's still 1 point behind, but I don't think Fred can give up the round here. He's gonna go ahead and steal the Merc, and now can get access to his Highwayman, which is something I didn't think about. So his Hysteria still being very good for him, because he gets access to his first Highwayman, and can now get his combo going. Already 11 points on the board for him, and 12 damage with the Viper Witches. We can check shortly, or check in a second, how much damage they're actually doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 13, 14 damage Viper Witches. So nothing to scoff at. Okay, we see Philip going ahead and trying to line up as many units as possible. There won't be super huge units, except if we get more Ales or Swallow Potions, so he's trying to line them up at 9 maybe, with the archers. But getting a 18 point Scorch is probably not enough yet to get a decisive win. So we see Fred might be wanting to play a recruit now to hopefully get the other Strays of Spala out of his decks for more points. Or he might also have to high roll it and hope Calvit shows him a Highwayman, but with 28 cards in the deck, this is pretty unlikely. So pretty draw dependent listed Fred brought to the tournament here, with nearly 40 cards, I think, not quite 40. Actually, well, you already played some, so probably 40 or 93 cards. Good. Okay, Philip just playing more archers, can't align anything right now. Yeah, you can't align them all to 8. Doesn't have enough damage for that. And he's always, because he played the Spy, he's now second to play, and he can always easily take the round with Isengrim into Scorch or the Synthesis. So he can play very comfortably. Fred goes ahead, picks up the Skirmisher from the graveyard for a nice 15 points. no, 16 points with the Vigorao. Also denies feign death value as the strengthened unit can't be rest in a later round. Very nice. And he already is 30 points ahead. That's what Spala does usually if you don't have any strong engines to counter them. And Philip also doesn't have access to an archer anymore. So he can't really align the 12 with the 9s. So it's not looking too great right now. Yeah, a bit unfortunate for him that he had to play the archer earlier. I think he didn't want to play those two because they would block the Scourge, and Hattori is dead. Shackle's also really pretty useless in this matchup, and Feign Death's also dead, so he has to give up the round now. Not really a chance for him to catch up 30 points there. And see what each player draws. We have Scourge and Aglaeus and Synthesis for Philip. Picked it up earlier with his spy, so 3 out of 4 gold cards plus the 2 or like 3 important silvers, so pretty good hand. And we will see if Fred picked up his Highwayman from the deck, but still pretty unlikely with 26 cards in deck. Actually, Fred might want to, probably thinking about if he wants to play for a long round where he can get some combos going and get his ale flowing. But of course, in a long round, if he stacks too much points with boosts, he is at risk of getting scorched quite big. So, yeah, but he goes ahead and passes, hopes maybe for another Highwayman, and just hopes for the overwhelming power of all his bronzes combined with Spalas. Philip can just, yeah, Philip's gonna go ahead and thin out a Merc with Scout into Shackles. Yeah, very nice. Very useless for him in this matchup as Fred is not playing any engines. Yeah, he's not playing any engines. He's playing the raw power version of Calvit with just Viper Witchers and Ails and some soldiers. But of course, with that many alchemy cards, you really at the risk of breaking your hand and not drawing your thinning tools. Philip goes ahead, plays a nice proactive half-elf hunter. No big target.
101, 102, 103. What you looking at?
Not enable his Scourge and just nice proactive play. He will probably have to find a Scourge rather early, as he has a lot of, like, the synthesis is big. Aglaeus is an 8 into some boosts probably, like probably with Terrier.
The storm is coming. Let's
And
enjoy the
Hattori is
weather
also
while we
big
still
as it
can.
plays another draw from the deck. So yeah. Hopefully for him there will be a Swallow Potion or something he can Scourge for decent value. And yeah, we already see Fred getting an insane combo. Recruit into Highway, into Strays of Spala, into Vigoraro, resting the Elven Mercenary, getting access to his second Highwayman. So pretty good matchup with the Elven Mercenaries to get access to his most important bronze card. Then another Strays of Spala into a Magni Division, into a Swallow Potion for a casual 26 points in one go with only bronzes. So very impressive what this deck can do as long as you find these cards. And Philip maybe making his take here, even though he has to thin his Elven Mercs out, but of course giving Fred the opportunity to find the Highwaymans while playing his Mercs. So maybe he should have kept them in deck or in hand and not played them out, even though it's tempting to wanting to thin out more cards. Okay, Philip resurrecting the Agitator here to get a Dwarven Skirmisher out, and he didn't elect to use Barclay, even though that would be more points, but he wants to keep his units below the 11-point unit of Fred, so his Scorch is still a possibility. We see another nice Spallas combo, Recruit into Strays of Spalla into Van Morlin Hunter. Rarely seen, but decent 13 points. As there are, of course, no gold cards in Fred hands. And he goes ahead and denies some elven bodies, so the Aileron won't come out. And Philip's struggling a bit with that, but I think as soon as he plays Feign Death, he will have 5 elven allies on the board. He's probably gonna res the archers. And then he will get an additional 6 points, but not looking super good right now for him. As he is even on points and down a card, but still some powerful plays left to come. No. Left to be made. I think Fred also exhausted all of his Spallas. He played... No, never mind. Here's another one.
Please wait, Your Excellency.
Thought he already
falling
played
behind.
Well, I guess that's his last one now. So 6 points into an Emissary. And a Viper Witcher for 9 points, I guess. So 5 plus 9, 14, and
we follow
6.
Letho's lead. Minus
the Emissary 18-point bronze combo again. There goes ahead and kills the Skirmisher. So the Scorch is not looking too great for Philip here. But maybe there is still some hope. Philip goes ahead and reses the Dwarven Skirmishers for most points, as there are 1 more point than the Archers, and he's probably still keeping... He's still gonna get Aileron out of the deck with Ivney into another Feign Death. Also, I didn't realize... Wait, why is there a second hut? Okay. I'm very confused now. I thought Filippopotamus already played Etori. Why does he have another one on hand?
Coming. Let's enjoy the weather while we still can.
Missed that he played something else. Okay. I'm a slight bit confused now, but Fred having having stolen so many elven mercs can go ahead and play, well, theoretically another...
Of course, as you wish, master.
What they're called. Highwayman, but doesn't find it, only finds ointments. And we'll probably have to play another boost card. For not quite the biggest point swing. So very nice for him that he doesn't find Strays of Spalla there for Filippopotamus. Yeah, otherwise that would have been probably 10 more additional points or something in a couple of turns, and pretty bad. Okay. Don't like that decision. Now there are 2 cards that are easily lined up with the Archer, and 20-point Scorch is gonna be very nice in this matchup. He probably should have just mandraked Isengrim. Not amazing points, but like 1 less points than the Hunter, but doesn't risk lining up a Scorch. So maybe a slight misplay there. Okay, has another Swallow on hand, so he thinks he can yeah, just keep boosting and never have the cards aligned. But Philip's probably gonna play Ivney into Feign Death here, into 2 Archers, and align all the 10s, and hope that Fred doesn't have any boosts anymore, so he will have a nice 30-point Scorch. We'll see if that happens. The 30-point Scorch definitely gonna win the game here, if that happens.
I never miss.
Yeah, also Aileron will come out now, as we have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 elves on the board. And Synthesis after the Scorch will also have a quite nice value. Quite good value with 3 dwarves. 7 elves now. And more to come with Hattori. Oh, he spawned Hattori from Isengrim. Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, but yeah, I missed that. Of course, that's how you get 2 Hattoris. So very nice pull there for Philip at the start. And yeah, I think even if he died a nice outlaw, he would still have 5 elves with the 3 archers. So responding to the chat, I missed some other stuff, but
I've got to get this
yeah.
stinking mess in order.
Fred giving Philip 6 points here to boost his Aileron. So he sacrifices 12 points there, so 6 points he could have gotten, and blocks the Scorch, so very nice for him, but of course plays a 0-point Wisteria here. So still giving Scorch some value there. So basically they're trading a dead Wisteria for a dead Scorch now, as yeah, there's no way for Philip to get rid of this 12, so very nice play there from Fred. And he goes ahead and plays 24 points of synthesis. Very nice swarm value here for Philip. And we will see if Fred can catch up, but with no more Spalas, I think that will be quite difficult. But he has not that many cards left in deck anymore, so maybe Calvit into some huge Strazo Spala combo will do the trick.
We follow Letho's lead.
Also, 19-point Viper Witcher is also still insane value. Plus the Magni Division, so 22 points. And Calvit will be 5, so
the hounds have got to
that
stand.
won't be... Well, that will be a draw. Interestingly. Quite exciting swarm gameplay here. It's both players just dishing out as many points as possible, and Nif guy, or like Fred, barely scraping away, barely getting away from a loss here,